Sports heroes today are constantly the focal point, their actions applauded and then scrutinized. A little more than 6 months ago, one single occurrence changed the entire complexion of the world of professional golf, the debut of Tiger Woods. Ever since his hello world greeting at his first press conference, Tiger has brought many to a place they had never been, the golf course. And with his unprecedented start, many are now believing that he will take the game of golf to a place it's never been. In a world of constant change, Tiger simply stands as a 21-year-old young man who has a passion for what he does, playing golf. His classic swing has left his peers in awe, while his warm smile has inspired all walks of life. With his future uncharted and his potential enormous, his fans are now believing they may be along for a historical journey. This is Son, Hero, and Champion.
That's Magnova's Doctor.
The world is changing. The main reason is the technological advances that we now live in, as far as global communications goes. I play a tournament here and it's televised in Thailand. I mean, come on. We didn't have that back then. That wasn't the norm. Now it's the norm. We have the internet. People can read about what I've done, say, at clinic yesterday. I performed. People can read about that on the internet. Things like that can only enhance the game and basically open doors for people to play. Our friendship has kind of evolved. Not only are we best friends,
mutual
not
trust,
only he's my father,
competitive,
he's a counselor and advisor, he's
understanding,
one big package wrapped up into one. And
caring.
He's an amazing person.
Love him.
I love him to death.
It started very early for Tiger Woods, this devotion to a game. It grew from the love of two people, one a natural leader, a former Green Beret with a dynamic personality, the other a quiet woman from Thailand, nurturing and serene. Both gave the best of themselves to their only son.
Whenever I wanted to talk about something, and no matter what time of day it was, at night, usually at night, he would stop the TV, turn it off, and then we would sit there and talk for hours, whatever the subject may be. And I think that's how we built up the trust and respect for one another.
Now, how do you pronounce the contraction? You're ugly. You're ugly.
You're ugly too.
I am Buddhist, so I teach him the inner peace.
My mom always believed in always being very disciplined, very patient, very calm, very level-headed, because that's pretty much the way most of the Asians are. That's just the culture. And Americans are obviously very different in that regard, but I wasn't raised that way.
when you have a love and affection with your child, and you build the confidence, and when you build the confidence, the kids grown up to be secure, not insecure. So that's the difference between Tiger. Tiger is very secure to himself and very confident in himself.
She required from you respect, honesty, and trust. And those are some of the virtues that I'm so thankful that my mom passed along to me.
This confident child was drawn to all sports, a legacy from Earl, who in his youth played baseball at Kansas State. But it was golf that captured the boy's imagination. It wasn't long before Earl was bringing his 3-year-old best friend along to play at a course near the family home in Cypress, California. Tiger's swing was not only graceful but eerily correct. Soon he was beating older kids in junior tournaments and stacking up trophies. In Tiger's first brush with celebrity, he showed an instinct for the spotlight, an ability to walk the walk, a highly developed sense of destiny. He was featured on Los Angeles television news and soon after became a guest on That's Incredible and The Mike Douglas Show.
Bob, I know you love baseball, but I also know you love golf, and I have someone here to challenge you, okay? So right now, I'd like you to meet Tiger Woods and his father, Earl Woods. Would you come out? That other ball. I have a driving net in my garage, and he would sit in a high chair at 6 months and watch me.
Does he really love golf? Do you ever take him
loves
out?
it. He loves it.
How about a putting contest with Mr. Hope? Can he putt too?
Oh, yes.
Okay, well, let him putt first.
Why don't you try?
No, let him go first, all right?
All right.
You got any money?
He knows. He knows.
Wrap it right in there.
Tap it right in.
I think I'm a good golfer, but I need a lot of improvement. I want to win all the big tournaments, the major ones. And I hope to play well when I get back older and beat all the pros.
As he grew, the young Tiger Woods flourished as a competitor and as a winner.
Tiger Woods been actually working on this ever since he's a little boy. I used to give Tiger Woods a trophy each and every year when he was 8, 9, 10, right on down the line. They kept talking about this young man, Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods.
This Tiger had a voracious appetite for getting better. His body may have been frail, but its movements were of a strong, sophisticated player. He began winning national junior titles at the age of 8. His first teaching pro, Rudy Duran, knew he was dealing with a genuine prodigy.
He was, I think, like a Mozart. You know, he was definitely a golf genius. He had a natural swing, and his ability to learn was incredible. It was hard for me to describe how good he was on that first day, but over the next couple of years, it was really obvious that this guy was, at that time, one of the best golfers I'd ever seen. And by the time he was 6 years old, he was, to me, like a shrunken touring pro.
There was another dimension beyond the physical game.
What happened was that you didn't release.
Using the psychological training he had received in the military, Earl enrolled his son in the Woods Finishing School of Mental Toughness.
Basically, he tried to rattle me in every way he possibly could. tried to play games with me, tried basically anything. And anything went, but to a certain level, to a certain, I guess, point, where he never crossed that point where I'd break.
I knew I had him right there at the breaking point. And then I'd back off and bring him back to the breaking point and back off.
I started to get rattled pretty hard, and he didn't want to do any psychological damage.
But he trusted me, and he knew I would never do anything to hurt him.
And finally, one day, it just all of a sudden clicked, and he tried all the stuff, and I just looked at him and smiled, and that's when he knew it was over.
I said, Jesus, are you good? I said, let me tell you something. I promise you, in the rest of your life, you will never meet another person as mentally tough as you. And he hasn't. And I got news for the people out there. He won't.
When Tiger became a teenager, the unleashing of his talent and training made golf history. When he was 15, he won the first of 3 consecutive U.S. Junior Amateur Championships, an event no other player has ever won more than once. His dramatic birdie putt on the famed island green of the 17th hole at the TPC Stadium course at Sawgrass. Tiger's killer instinct had brought him back from 6 down in the final against Trip Keeney and earned him his first U.S. Amateur. The next year at the Newport Country Club, Tiger Woods again came back in the final match, closing out the victory with a punched 8-iron shot to within 2 feet on the final hole. He now had a chance to become the first player ever to win 3 U.S. Amateurs in a row. The task looked impossible in 1996, when a feisty Steve Scott with a birdie on the 18th had an out-of-sync Woods 5 down after the morning round at Pumpkin Ridge in Oregon. Tiger was clearly lost in the wilderness, requiring a lunchtime powwow between Earl Woods, caddy Brian Bell, and swing coach Butch Harmon.
What the hell is wrong with you? That's exactly what I said. What the hell is wrong with you? Brian said, his caddy, nothing is going right out there. He's all over the place, Mr. Woods. I said, well, I can see that, but what is wrong? So I asked Butch. Butch says, I know what technically, I can fix it at lunch. I said, okay, fine. Then we're not in that bad a shape. Let's do this for the strategy. It will be pick up 2 holes on the front 9, 3 holes on the back 9, and we win in playoff. And everybody agreed that was a good approach. And then I said, you've been here before, you did it before, and you know you can do it again. So let the legend grow.
After a charging Tiger closed to 1 down with 9 to play, Scott regained the momentum with a miraculous chip-in for a winning birdie at the 28th hole. Still 2 down with 8 to play, Woods launched a 357-yard drive and then holed a 45-footer with a 5-foot break for an eagle on the 29th hole. He had the momentum back. But Woods missed a 5-footer for birdie to lose the 32nd and was 2 down with 3 to go. On the 34th, with his back to the wall, he spun back and approached to within 6 feet of the pin. And finished the job with a pure stroke. 1 down, 2 to play. After an indifferent approach on the 35th, Woods faced a 30-footer for birdie. In one of the most dramatic moments in recent golf history, he drained the putt to shock Scott and get back to even. Still, the pure putting Scott had a chance to win it on the 36th. But his 20-footer for birdie narrowly missed. And when Tiger closed out the victory on the second extra hole, it was the final piece in the greatest amateur career of golf's modern era.
Third amateur was what determined whether or not I was going to turn pro or not. And it meant a lot because it meant history. And no one else has ever done 3 consecutive amateurs. There's nothing left for me to accomplish in amateur golf. It was time for me to go, and I was ready to go.
I guess hello world, huh?
On August 29, 1996, Tiger Woods poured all his concentration and skill into his first official stroke as a professional. A drive off the first tee at the Greater Milwaukee Open. The shot traveled 336 yards down the middle of the fairway. A new age in professional golf had been launched.
I am playing a sport which has historically been against minorities and has forbidden them to play. And it just reminds me of that, and always keeps me aware, up on my toes.
Tiger Woods' uniqueness as a touring professional extends beyond his talent. He accepts a responsibility as a role model to minorities and to the men of color who came before him.
And I started out to let the world know that a black man could play golf as good as a white man. Then the black man was educated enough, which I didn't have any education, but I believed that there was a lot of things they didn't want to trust a black man. He didn't think he was smart enough to keep a clean nose, you know, and walk a clean path, you know. And I think I have a lot of friends out there I've been knowing 35, 40 years, Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, Gary Player, Watson. They knew what I went through, and they give me, respect me for what I've done. All I asked them just to let me play.
That was never a given for Charlie Sifford, who until 1961 was held back by the PGA's All-Caucasian clause. Sifford had talent and will, but his career was greatly hampered by the sheer effort of overcoming racism. Despite the inroads made by men like Jackie Robinson, the greatest black athletes have continued to face prejudice. This was clearly evident during Hank Aaron's assault on Babe Ruth's home run record.
That was some tough times, especially when I was chasing Babe Ruth's record. You know, I think a lot of remarks was made about, I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that, without even giving me a chance, an opportunity. There's a lot of Tiger Woods out there, really. If they were just given the opportunity to play. So many times, black families just don't have the money to put the right equipment in their kids' hands.
Golf has never been more than a curiosity at best to most in the black community. At worst, a symbol of the forces that divide the races in this country. In the inner city, there are few golf courses, few teaching pros, few golf clubs. But Woods has made an imprint on the minority consciousness and built a bridge to a previously inaccessible sport.
Before Tiger, it was seen to be a game that was beyond their scope, beyond their capacity. Now, they know that there's hope, there's potential, there's opportunity, and some of them become very committed to golf.
I think that golf isn't a sport that I play too much, but I know that blacks haven't played a lot because, like, a lot of the areas where we're at, we don't have golf areas. We have, like, basketball courts, we have basketballs, we have footballs, but as far as golf goes, you have to have like a course, holes, and everything. We haven't had the area to play it in.
Well, I consider Tiger Woods to be the Michael Jordan of golf, and now that he's more well known, people will realize that golf isn't such a dumb sport.
I think a lot of kids want to start playing golf now because of Tiger Woods. I mean, like the commercial, I'm Tiger Woods, everybody wants to be Tiger Woods. He's kind of like, I guess you would say he's kind of like Mike. Everybody want to be like Tiger now.
The rules hasn't changed, and a whole lot of people didn't understand it, and a whole lot of people right now don't understand it. You know, a lot of people ain't going to accept the black man of being a professional golfer, and that's just the way it is.
I think the golf world needed to hear that. People have been so afraid to admit that golf has had a problem with dealing with minorities, and has always excluded them. Well, I'm sorry, but let's include them. What it did is it made people talk about it, and you know that's where that's where change happens. You gotta make people aware of a situation, and then they start talking about it. And that commercial did it, and it shook the golf world a little bit, but it shook it in the direction that it needed to be shaken.
I think it's important we expose golf to everybody, but I don't think we really have touched the surface of what we can do, bring it to the inner cities and minorities. But I don't know if it's going to ever really catch on, to be quite honest with you. Golf is an elitist sport. And hopefully it does, but you just never know.
He understands where he's coming from. I mean, he understands his race and his ethnic culture that he has, and I think that he feels very loyal to help promoting that and getting younger people and, you know, maybe more Asians, maybe more African Americans involved in the game of golf. I mean, the game shouldn't be single-minded. I mean, it has to be a broad scale of spectrum of people, of cultures, of everything, and I think the game is definitely gravitated towards that way, and the game's become a worldwide game, so that's good. Everybody wins when it becomes that way.
Well, I think it's great for the game of golf. Certainly there's more Afro-Americans out there coming out to watch and play. It's just natural, and I think that's great. I think golf can certainly go to different areas than it's been. You know, I think there's a lot of junior programs out there that try to bring inner city kids, whether they're white, black, Hispanic, anything, into the game of golf. And I think Tiger will have an impact, or could have an impact on that if he wishes to do so. And I think it's great. It's got to be great for golf to get more and more people involved. And Tiger does bring in some people that haven't been out to tournaments before. So I think it's great.
I'm not sure exactly how the galleries will be affected, but I've already seen the game be reached out to other minorities, other cultures that we might or probably would not have been able to get to without Tiger. So I think along with reaching other minorities and other cultures, those people who are now starting to play the game will also come out and follow and be part of the gallery. So I think that it will have a direct impact.
Woods knows that he is a target, that there are many in the world who want to see him fail. But rather than be discouraged by negative reactions that range from subtle double standards to outright threats, he uses them as fuel to strengthen his resolve.
I've always wanted to look at hate mail, strictly because it reminds me of who I am. Because sometimes I lose sight of that with all the things that are going around me. I don't have time to take a look at these things. And the hate mail, what it does is it says, hey Tiger, you're in a situation where you have your goals and your expectations of yourself, but you know what? There are a lot of people who don't want you to accomplish these things just because you're not the majority. But there are so many people who do, and who do support me, and that's the side I got to take a look at.
The galleries are gaining variety, both in skin color and in age. Woods sees hope in the youth and believes in their resiliency. Through his many clinics and the Tiger Woods Golf Foundation, he's made golf accessible to the disadvantaged.
It's sad to see all these kids have always been told no. No, you can't do it. No, you can't do it. You're not supposed to be able to do this. Well, they are. They should always have the opportunity to do anything they want, play anything they want, learn anything they want. And I know I can inspire these kids. So here's an opportunity for you to play this sport called golf.
Never underestimate the creativity of a deprived kid. They've been taping balls together out of newspaper. They've made bats out of sticks. They've created new games to acquire the skills that are necessary to play another game. All out of the sheer necessity to be able to get something from nothing.
He has the most sound fundamentals of anybody I've ever seen in the game of golf. His grip, his stance, his posture, position he sets the club in, the things that he does, you just don't see in golfers that are young, old, in the middle. You just don't see fundamentals that are that good.
In the history of golf, perhaps only Jack Nicklaus and Bobby Jones have been as advanced at a young age as Woods.
He has everything. When you get a young man that's 21 years old that can drive the ball, that has the power that he has, that has the know-how, and has the shot-making ability that he has, I mean, you don't learn that at the age of 21. But this young man knew all this way before he started last year.
He's probably the best player that I have ever seen. I started a year after Jack started, and we all said that Jack beat all of us, certainly with his talent, but with his mind. He was so mature mentally on the golf course, and I think we found that again in Tiger Woods.
I would have to compare him to Nicklaus, I suppose, in the early days, but even he had some tournaments where he didn't play quite as well, and Tiger just seems to have shown a maturity that you really don't often see in a man that young.
What would be a successful week here in Milwaukee?
I've always figured that why go to a tournament if you're not going there to try and win? There's really no point in even going. That's the attitude I've had my entire life, and that's the attitude I will always have. As I always explained to my dad, second sucks, and third's even worse. That's just a feeling
But
I
on
have.
tour, that's not too bad sometimes, though.
That's not too bad, but I want to win. That's just my nature.
You'll learn.
To win. His goal is the ultimate, and he achieved it almost immediately. A main byproduct of his focus is an incredible flair for the dramatic. We got a taste of it in his first pro tournament with his hole-in-one at Milwaukee. A month later, he broke through with his first victory at Las Vegas. And 2 weeks later, he got another in his adopted hometown of Orlando at the Disney. He opened his first full season with his third victory at the Mercedes Championships at La Costa, clinching it with a near hole-in-one against Tom Lehman in a sudden death that furthered the legend. The loudest sound ever heard at a golf tournament was almost surely produced when Tiger aced the jam-packed and always raucous 16th at Phoenix. A week later at Pebble Beach, Woods put on the kind of charge that has established him as the most dangerous final round player in golf. Chasing close friend Mark O'Meara, Woods birdied the final 3 holes. It took all of O'Meara's nerve and skill to hold him off. And the week after that, a now very weary Woods traveled to Thailand, the homeland of his mother, and merely won by 10 strokes. For all the unavoidable hype, it's the raw reality of Woods' performance that has earned him the unqualified respect of his fellow pros. His peers see not a 21-year-old rookie, but a player with the greatest arsenal on the tour.
Actually, he's the intimidator. It's normally opposite, but 30 years ago was Nicklaus. And I honestly believe Tiger Woods is a heck of a player. Someday may be as good or better.
Well, I don't think that there's ever really been much of an intimidation factor among players since the prime of Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer, but he hits the ball so long that he's not going to be intimidated off the tee, and he just needs to get the ball close from the fairway, which is what he's been doing. So, and he's a great putter, so there's no reason to be intimidated.
When he's hitting at 40 to 50 yards by me, I'm not exactly the longest hitter by no means, but I would say that I'm average to above average on the PGA Tour, and I think sooner or later that's a huge advantage. I mean, when I'm standing back in the fairway hitting a 4-iron and he's hitting an 8-iron, I mean, 9 times out of 10, sooner or later he's gonna beat you with those odds, and I think with that advantage.
Even the longest hitters are in awe of his power.
Well, I think Tiger at the moment is a phenomenon. He can hit his drive out there 320, and he can hit it, let's say 75% on the fairway. I mean, that's a major advantage from the rest of the field. And then obviously, I see he's really worked on his short game, but definitely his length of a tee and his accuracy. That's his main hold on us at the moment.
But for all his physical gifts, it's Woods' intangibles that his teacher feels are his greatest assets.
Well, everyone talks about his length, how far he hits the ball, his desire to win. To me, I think the most impressive thing, or the thing that I have marveled at over the last 3.5, 4 years that I've worked with him, is something you can't see. That's his inner strength. That's his ability to focus. His concentration is marvelous for a young man. I don't think I've ever seen anyone of his age that has the ability to focus as well as he does. If you go to a golf tournament, between the ropes, Tiger Woods is a 35-year-old veteran. I mean, he's as good as anyone in the world. He walks outside of the ropes, he's a kid. And I think that's phenomenal, the way he can be a kid over here on this side of the ropes, kidding around and fooling around. Tournament starts and he walks to that first tee, and all of a sudden he is so focused at what he wants to do, and he has such a tremendous desire to win and the ability to concentrate and do that. To me, that's his strength.
Still, many professionals are tempered in their assessment, having seen past phenoms come and go.
I think that he's going to be a fine player. I think he's going to win some tournaments. Do I think he's going to demolish a Jack Nicklaus record? In my estimation, I don't think so. I think that he's going to do very, very well. But a Jack Nicklaus was a Jack Nicklaus, and if he can come close to what Jack has accomplished in the game or some of the other top elite players, then I think that that's a great honor for him.
Mega endorsement deals are synonymous with baseball, football, and basketball, not golf. But last August, when Woods signed for a guaranteed $60 million in contracts, he established himself as the most marketable player in his sport.
it's the greatest potential I've ever seen. People ask me to compare him to when Arnold Palmer first burst upon the scene in the 60s and electrified the galleries around the world and created Arnie's Army and brought the television revolution of golf into the living rooms of the world. And I say that Arnold Palmer was Thomas Edison and Benjamin Franklin, and Tiger Woods is Bill Gates.
Because he transcends golf and he gets the amount of exposure that he gets outside of the sports pages, he just gives our tournaments a whole other range of interest in the public sector. So we're seeing people come out here that have never been to a golf tournament, never played golf. They just want to see Tiger Woods, and it's taken the whole interest level in the PGA Tour to a new height.
I think that it's clear that as you watch the galleries at golf events change, that Tiger Woods, like Michael Jordan, cuts across ethnic groups and age groups, and he just transcends all of those things. And I think that's really kind of one of the great feelings we get at Nike, to be a part of that, to be able to, in some small way, enhance that.
I'm Tiger Woods.
Obviously, they look up to people, and I happen to be lucky enough to be one of those.
I'm Tiger Woods. I'm Tiger Woods.
I'm Tiger Woods.
I am Tiger Woods.
They can relate to me. I'm just about their age. I'm not that much older than them. And because of that, I have kind of a connection with them.
I'm Tiger Woods.
Yeah, I have inspired a few, and they've actually inspired me, too.
When Woods traveled to Thailand in February, he was personally introducing himself to a segment of the world that had never before felt such an affinity with a marquee athlete. Predictably, even though he arrived in Bangkok at midnight, the reception he received in the homeland of his mother was unprecedented. It served as encouragement for advisors who would like to see him have a global impact on the game.
If you think about it, the impact that Tiger could most have on the sport is not in the United States. Golf's big in the United States. Prize money is huge. But where he could make the most impact would be in Asia, in other parts of the world, where he is a huge name, as was seen from his recent visit to Thailand. And, you know, if he's really looking just for the sport of golf and what he could do for the sport, not the U.S. Tour, what he should be doing is thinking a lot about playing tournaments in parts of the world where he could bring the sport to the masses.
Just as in the United States, Woods is drawn to youth when he travels overseas. In a clinic in Thailand, he emphasized his belief that the game is learned best when it is kept fun. And he practiced what he preached. In the tournament proper, Woods overcame jet lag and heat exhaustion to put on another clinic, winning by 10 strokes. After the final round, Woods was made an honorary citizen of the country he calls his second home. But those closest to Tiger are aware that chasing endorsement dollars can stunt the growth of a young player.
But that's part of the overall game plan that Earl and Tiger and I have sort of crafted, which is to keep his commercial endeavors to a very bare minimum, give him time and space to develop and become, you know, what he might be, which is maybe the greatest player ever is a big statement, but the greatest player of this generation, certainly.
price of sudden fame can be very high, especially for a young man of 21. Along with the trappings of celebrity come a loss of privacy and, even more dangerous, perspective. Jack Nicklaus, who has been through it himself, is impressed by what he's seen from Woods.
As a young man, he's handled the pressure of what's come along better than anybody I've ever seen handle it. And you know, I've never seen anybody come onto a scene with as much publicity and outperform it.
Woods' deeds have already built a legend that has captivated the masses. His power, his boldness, and his passion for what he is doing have universal appeal. Not since Arnold Palmer has one player injected so much excitement, allure, and charisma into the game.
If you didn't have Arnold Palmer, it was like a B-rated movie. You know, it just wasn't gonna work. And now we have Tiger, and it's like the thing that scares me the most, because you do have the Palmer type influence. If Tiger isn't there, how do we create interest to the tournaments? He's that powerful right now that without Tiger, you just sort of got, it's just an okay tournament.
Woods has already become a transcendent sports hero, a genuine crossover star, courted by entertainment icons.
In the course of 36 hours last week, at my desk, I got personal calls from Barbara Walters, Mike Douglas, Bill Cosby, and Rob Reiner, just to name 4 completely non-sport, non-golf people that all wanted to do something with Tiger, and all of them very creatively. Things that would showcase him beautifully and be a lot of fun. I don't think he'll do any of those.
Saying no so often is a heavy burden, but it is a fact that being on top means the demands never stop. Those that have been there before know how wearing the experience can be and how much damage it can do.
That's what's going to be very difficult for him, being able to go somewhere, have a meal, have a beer or whatever beverage he likes with a friend, and do whatever he would like to do, go to a movie, what have you, without signing autographs, standing for pictures. That has got to be tough. It was tough on me, and I didn't make near the sound that this young man's made already.
He has been thrust into an arena that he has to really define each and every move. And that's sad, because we are expecting nothing but the best words, the best actions, the best shots. Everything has to be the best from Tiger Woods. And that is sad, because I think we all are entitled to mistakes. And he will make some, but again, I think as a society we're going to say, hey, at $60 million, you don't make mistakes.
Woods has made relatively few mistakes, but when he has slipped, the outcry has been immediate. He was heavily criticized in the first month of his pro career, when after withdrawing from the Buick Challenge on the eve of the tournament, he also chose to skip a dinner, honoring him as the outstanding college golfer in the nation.
I made a mistake, it's plain and simple. I did the right thing in pulling out of the tournament, but I should have attended the dinner, because if people get together and have a dinner in your honor, you should attend, no matter how you feel. But it was at a time in my life where I was very tired, kind of confused by a lot of things, because so many people were trying to jockey and position themselves for a piece of my time. And it got to a point where I couldn't function anymore. I was so tired. I was exhausted mentally and physically. And then I got a lot of pot shots from people from saying that I don't remember when I was tired when I was 21. Well, a lot of it because you never had to deal with the things I had to deal with.
Woods is fully aware that as long as he excels, it's not going to change. The more complicated his life off the golf course gets, the more he will have to rely on perhaps his most valuable skill, an ability to focus on nothing but the task at hand.
I don't think that this is unfair, because he knew this is part of the deal. If you're going to be this good, you can't expect people to let you alone in a vacuum. At the same time, I think all his life, either unconsciously or consciously, he has studied the way the great players have dealt with their fame and the burden of their ability. And he's prepared for it. And I think he has this wonderful piece, which is one of the intangibles that I think really works for him so well, is he's able to put it all aside and just play the shot.
Tiger has won and has never had his A game yet. He's been playing on B, B-, and C+ level since he turned pro.
Augusta National Golf Club, home of golf's springtime ritual, the Masters, a place where champions bloom and dreams blossom. Tiger's arrival at Augusta came with great anticipation, excitement, promise. However, the fabled course with its mystique and history would quickly humble the 21-year-old in his first major championship as a professional. A disappointing front nine score of 40. The highest score by any Masters champion through 9 holes was 38. Tiger, a student of history, was cognizant of the task at hand. At the storied par 312, he began to turn things around with a birdie. It was here on the back nine where Tiger's run had truly begun, his powerful length evident now, pitching wedge to the par 5 15th from 151 yards. The eagle there put him into red figures for the first time. At 17, a birdie to take him to 2 under. An extraordinary turnaround from his inauspicious start. Now just 4 strokes off the lead. Augusta's majesty, juxtaposed with the promise of youth, both soon to be synonymous. In the second round, lessons learned from Thursday's front nine. This Tiger was out in 34 and tied for the tournament lead. Again, his power would dominate the par 5s. An eagle at 13 for the lead. A lead he would never relinquish. A second round 66 had the world talking. Tiger Woods had truly come of age at Augusta. At 8 under, Tiger held a 3-stroke lead. No other course is as rich in tradition and history. A history that Tiger would soon be chasing. It is here at Augusta where the legacy of golf's legends lives on. A legacy which is then passed on to the next generation of great champions. Tiger's first 2 rounds had proved impressive. But it was his performance on Saturday which will forever be remembered. After a front nine of 32, Tiger charged aggressively through Amen Corner. A birdie at 11. His 5th of the day. It was the best third-round performance at Augusta in over 30 years. A 65 brought him 9 strokes clear of the field and the largest 54-hole lead in the history of the tournament. His peers quickly came to the realization that this Masters tournament belonged to Tiger Woods.
All I have to say is one brief comment today, and there is no chance, we're all human beings here, and there's no chance humanly possible that Tiger Woods is going to lose this tournament. No way.
Last night, my pop and I were talking. He says, "Son, this will be probably one of the hardest rounds you've ever had to play in your life. And if you just go out there and be yourself, it'll be one of the most rewarding rounds of golf you ever played in your life."
His insurmountable lead did not deter from his championship focus. With the tournament scoring record in his sights, Tiger didn't relent. At 14, this approach that led to the birdie and the record, once held by Floyd and Nicklaus. His 12-stroke margin of victory, the widest in any major championship in the 20th century. Soon, Augusta and then the world began to celebrate golf's new champion, Tiger Woods.
First one to ever win, but I wasn't the first one to ever play here. I wasn't for Lee Elder, breaking the doors to come in here. And Charlie Sifford with his persistence on the PGA Tour. Those guys are the real heroes.
Truly magnificent. This is a culmination of a lot of hard work, years and years of training, dream. And it's now turned into reality.
Already, Tiger Woods has shown the attributes of the greatest champions in the history of the game. Champions like Nicklaus, Palmer, Player, Hogan, Nelson, Snead, and Jones, all of whom have endured. They have passed the test of greatness, which will ultimately be Tiger's test and decide his golf destiny. Resiliency in the face of disappointment, as unpredictable as they are inevitable. For the moment, Tiger has a head start on every one of his predecessors.
Tiger is better at his age than anybody that's ever been. So he was better than Jones or Nicklaus or anyone at his age. So if he continues to maintain his game, he will be the best player ever because he is exceptional, he's unusual.
The man who in the last 4 years has built soundness and consistency into Woods' technique is Butch Harmon. His challenge with Woods differs from the one he faced with former pupil Greg Norman.
In Tiger's case, you didn't have so much of the ego of Greg Norman, the proven champion. You had a young man with some raw talent that you were really molding. In Tiger's case, he was a young man that just wanted to learn and to get better and to learn and to absorb energy. He's like a sponge. He just soaks up knowledge like it's going out of style. So they were totally two different type of personalities, two different type of individuals, and two completely different golf swings.
Harmon knows the gaps in Woods' game, which include uneven distance control with his irons and too little versatility with his wedges. He believes Tiger still has enormous room to grow.
I personally don't think, and most people find this silly because of what he's accomplished, I don't think he's played 4 good rounds yet in a tournament. We've seen him play in spurts where he played 1 or 2 good rounds, but I don't think he's put 4 good ball striking rounds, 4 good putting rounds together yet. And when he does, it's going to be unbelievable how low he shoots.
The constant in his life has always been the joy of improvement. In recent months, when new demands have brought on temporary confusion, a simple credo has seen him clear: have fun.
What I hope doesn't happen to Tiger, and I think we all better analyze ourselves and heaping these mounds and mountains of praise on him, is that he's still a young man. Let's let him grow and naturally develop, and before we pass judgment on him saying he's the best that ever played, let's give the young man a chance to establish his own identity and establish his own success, and let's go along for the ride and enjoy it with him.
At least one great thinks that playing for the right reasons will keep that drive alive.
The thing that you've got to figure out, though, is, will that spoil him? Will it ruin his career? I've seen a lot of young men who have been handled earlier in their life and gotten a lot of money, and then they worked for a very short period of time, and then all of a sudden they said, I don't need to do that. Now, I don't think Tiger is that kind of young man. I think he's the kind of young man who will play the game of golf for the game of golf. He'll play it like Arnold played it. He'll play it like Gary played it. He'll play it like Watson played it. He'll play it like Trevino's played it. He'll play it like, hopefully how I've played it. And if that's the case, then he'll be just fine, and the money will not make a bit of difference to him.
Well, in the end, if I accomplish my goals, my expectations that I set out for myself, then hopefully people will consider me as part of the greats to ever play this game. Because my expectations are obviously very high, and if I can accomplish those things, then I might be up there.
Woods may be headed that way. If he gets there, he wants the effect to transcend his playing record. He wants to leave the world a better place.
Golf is basically a vehicle for me to help people, such as my clinics and my foundation now. That's the main thing, is that I can touch people. I can inspire their lives in a positive way. And because of that, I mean, that's life right there. Be able to help people and give back. That's what it's all about.